I'm Scott McLean. Welcome to today's Fire Situation Report for Thursday, October 1st, 2020. Full containment was announced on two of the largest lightning complexes that began in August. The LNU Lightning Complex and the SCU Lightning Complex are 100% contained as of this morning. The LNU Lightning Complex burned 363,220 acres, and the SCU Lightning Complex burned over 396,000 acres. As crews prepare today for another round of red flag warnings, yes, another round, over 17,000 firefighters remain on the lines of 24 major wildfires across the state. That's dropped by 2. Crews across the state also responded to 23 new wildfires yesterday, bringing full containment to all. That is something we can't forget about. We always see those folks on the line fighting these major fires, but don't forget, we also have resources back at home taking care of the home front as well. Since the beginning of the year, there have been over 8,100 wildfires that have burned well over, actually 3.95 million acres in California. Currently, 96,000 residents are evacuated across the state. And sadly, yesterday it was announced that another victim was found on the Zogg fire in Shasta County, bringing that total of fatalities to 4 on that particular fire, statewide 30 fatalities so far this year. And also over 7,500 structures have been destroyed. Let's head over to the map and go over some of these fires. I wanted to show you, this is the state of California from here to here. Look at all these different fires, all these perimeters on this particular map. I have never seen this before to this great an extent. So moving over to the August complex, still growing. You can see the part of the Zogg fire right here heading that particular direction. So again, the August fire is very active and it remains so. It is at 47% containment. Moving along, we're looking at the North complex. Again, all these areas down here on the lower part of this fire are taken care of. You have what we call black line all the way around this perimeter. It's looking good. However, we just don't leave it. We will continue to mop up and patrol this particular area of the fire in Butte County. Also up in this area, the Forest Service will be doing the same, LaPorte area. This is the Forbstown area down here. But the big one right now still remains is that fire keeps bumping into Highway 70. We need to make sure that that fire stays on that side, on the south side of Highway 70. To the north, we have a lot of resources staged, as well as many large contingency lines put in on this side, on the north side, in case there is a spot or something develops on that side that we can aggressively and quickly attack it and take care of that situation. Moving along to the Zogg fire. So you're looking here, this is the Shasta County, and then it's dropped into Tehama County a little bit. So both sides of this particular fire have containment. So we're up to 26% containment this morning, which is great, from 7, I believe, percent yesterday. This area right here is giving the firefighters a challenge. They'll continue to work on that. They're going to be doing some firing operations in there to hopefully bring that fuel or take that fuel out from ahead of that fire and put a stop to that. On the north side, you also have a lot of contingency lines in these areas to prevent that fire from spreading anymore in that direction. And as far as the mop-up and patrol areas, you have it from Igo all the way to Highway 36 and Platina down to Highway 36 as well. And those areas are being mopped up and patrolled. So they're making good progress. Again, still a lot of work, especially in this area where it's very steep and difficult to work in. And they're also trying to go direct in this particular fire in the north end. Moving along to the Glass fire. Again, still very active, especially up in this area right now. A lot of topography and fuel-driven aspects on this particular fire right now, but with the red flag warnings coming in, which we'll discuss here in a few minutes, that could really promote fire growth on that particular fire. Hope not. Firefighters are working very aggressively to prevent that. So Glass fire is at 56,781 acres with a 5% containment. Again, containment went up a little bit there as well. Moving along to the Creek fire, we're holding about 309,000, a little over 309,000 acres, 44% contained. Still, plenty of work still to be done on that one. The SQF, a tongue twister, in Tulare County, still, we're looking at 61%, over 151,000 acres, which is good news, but still a lot of work. So what I'm trying to get at, firefighters will be on these lines for many more days to come. So with that, a red flag warning has been extended and expanded starting this afternoon, continuing through much of Friday into early Saturday morning. For the North and South Bay now, central Mendocino County, western Monterey County, and most of the Los Padres National Forest. This, of course, is for gusty winds, low humidities, and in some cases, high temperatures. Now, speaking of high temperatures, they will persist, and those will add to the critical fire weather danger. But now there's a prediction in Northern California in certain areas, we might see some record-breaking temperatures as high as 105 degrees starting today into Friday. So I hope not. Bringing up that smoke layer as well. If that smoke layer stays over certain areas, that'll keep those temperatures down as well. When that smoke does leave those particular areas of the fire, it also increases fire activity. At the same time, we get aircraft in, so it's kind of a back and forth trade-off. There is the slight cooling trend that was predicted for the weekend, again, has now been pushed to possibly later Sunday, if not into early next week. So let's go take a look at a little bit of the weather. Again, your red flag warnings, as you can see, there used to be, yesterday we're looking at just in 2 spots. Now it's expanded throughout quite a bit of the western seaboard there as far as California. So moving on, today's high temperature, Redding 101, Fresno 96, Sacramento 98, and the Bay 89 degrees. So there's going to be different pockets where we could see that 105, if not 103 degree temperature today. We're looking at wind gusts. Keep in mind when that red flag warning comes into play, it brings some winds with it, possibly, I believe, up to 20 miles per hour in certain areas. That does cause erratic fire behavior, especially if you associate that with the topography that it's blowing in. It could cause eddy effects, so it's very dangerous to deal with. So Redding, we're looking at 10 to 20, pretty much all over the map. On this area, we're looking at 10 to 20. San Francisco, however, is 20 to 30, so that will affect the glass fire as well. Humidities, 11% again in Redding as it was yesterday. Tahoe's down to 13, Fresno 21. You're going to still see some lower humidity levels down in this area here. So that's going to add to that fire reaction. So, as we've discussed, California has been historically known to have the most devastating fires in September and October of every year. Unfortunately, as stated yesterday, we see it year-round, if not the major ones starting as early as June. So I ask again, do not let your guard down. I ask that you be prepared. Readyforwildfire.org, great website. Please look it up. You can get it on your phone. You can have different avenues to get to it. But I am asking you also, help us help you by being prepared. So we also have an app. You can go to that website and look how to get that web-based app that will help you as well. And then the couple websites again, readyforwildfire.org and fire.ca.gov for information on a regular basis. Thank you, and I ask that you stay safe.